Welcome to Live Research with Single Mom Saga. I'm your host, Tiffany. Now, I want to talk about what we all really came here for, which is not me. It's this guy right here, Nick Larsen. Everybody say hello to Nick in the chat. I'm not reading. Okay, next. Hi, Nick.
Teleprompter. Read from the teleprompter.
I don't have nothing. I don't even have anything written down.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. So, anyway, Nick, how are you?
I'm good. A bit of a zombie today. I got back from Nashville at about 2 in the morning. So.
Oh, that's right. You went to Nashville to have some fun. Did you succeed in that?
I did. I'm also very tired. It's probably taken me the whole week to recover, I'm assuming.
Is that because of your age or
both
the
age
amount?
and alcohol.
Right. You get to a certain age. I'm young, so
I don't recover the same way.
No, you don't drink any more coffee. That gives you a good buzz.
There you go.
You know, it gives you a good buzz. So what did you and your brother do? Or are we not? Is it one of those what happened in Nashville?
No, so my brother Darius and my brother Mike, we went. We got there. That's actually a picture from the weekend.
Oh, look at that. And the one in the red shorts, is that the one I met that one time, or was it the other one?
The other one, the shorter one.
Well, you couldn't tell with you guys sitting down. He looked a lot taller.
Yeah, he did. He works his angles.
Doesn't matter. I'm short, so everyone's taller than me.
Yeah, he's 5'6", I want to say.
I'm 5'3".
I'm a foot taller than you.
Perfect. For research, you know,
research.
The angles that you can see that I can't, and the angles that I can see that you can't. Did I say that right?
Made sense if I didn't think about it.
Right, good, perfect. Let's move on. Perfect. So you guys had fun though?
Yeah, a lot of fun. It was good. It was their first time there. They don't travel much, so it was good. Kind of where we come from, we don't expect, when we were little, we never really expected this type of stuff. So you kind of get those moments where you see them just kind of taking everything in and looking at everything, and that's kind of like the happiest part of the trip for me.
That's awesome.
Part of that experience with them.
That's awesome. And so I'm kind of like that. I didn't get to travel much. I know it's hard to believe with my, very expensive slab of wood behind me that I wouldn't be privileged enough to travel, but wasn't. So what do you do in Nashville? I've never been.
So we had a few different places. We went to a few rooftop bars, a few clubs, I guess you would call them. Just drink and dance till you sweat half your body weight.
Is that what you did? Are you one of those that get out there and actually dance?
Yeah, I dance professionally on a stage. For
like
3 years.
How? Like what? What kind of? With ballroom?
I was a male dancer for 3 years.
Oh my God, I would have never guessed, ever. I thought for sure it was like ballroom.
Yeah, it's foxtrot, ballerina.
The waltz.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All the classic things.
Yeah. So you were like Magic Mike.
Never seen it, so maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to
Thunder
watch
Down Under.
I have friends that work there in Vegas, but I've never been to it. I mean, I don't.
Okay, so were you more of a private? I'm coming over for your bachelorette party? No. Bachelor too. I mean, different strokes for different folks.
No, I was at a club.
At a club? What club? Did they record anything ever, or was
no? Phones weren't allowed.
Oh, but did the owner for how a coach will go back and look at practice in a football game, or
I mean, I don't think we watch film on ourselves too much, but no.
No, not to critique. Well, that was a lost opportunity, huh? Darn. For you, of course, for you to be able to. Okay, so. And how long did you do that?
3 years, from 19 to 22.
Did you? Oh, okay, but that's a good age to do those kind of things. Did you like it?
It was an experience. It was good for me because I wasn't from that area, so I didn't have to deal with family walking in.
Because you would have had family.
So for example, one of my best friends worked there with me for a little bit until his mom and his auntie walked in, and then he never worked there again.
Right. But why would that have to be him? Auntie shouldn't should just not come
Yeah,
here,
that's what I said. I said they asked
right?
him what is he doing that. I was more concerned what mom was doing that.
He's like, I can't do this. Mom was going to have a good time.
Yeah,
Right.
she got an eyeful of something she never wanted to see before.
That she hadn't seen in a few years.
Yeah, it's not built the same as she remembered.
Listen, I have boys and I don't want to imagine. Okay. But like now I think you just actually I think a new fear was just
I was right,
unlocked.
just created a new trauma that hasn't even started yet.
Yeah. I think I have pre PTSD. If that's a thing,
Yeah, it is now.
it is now. Listen, good news is that my oldest, his dance skills are about as stellar as mine. So I don't think that he'll be working at any dancing club.
Oh, I'll send
So
him here. Send him here. I'll get him some lessons.
now my youngest, you
There you
know,
go.
anyway. Okay, so I wanted to ask just for some of the people in here that may not follow you. First of all, they need to go follow you, correct? You would agree?
I
You
agree.
would.
We'll agree
Okay,
on
great.
that.
Okay, perfect. So I have some questions. Are you like only on this platform, or you have other ones, right?
So I'm on Facebook now. I made a public page, and then I also have my Instagram. Both names are the same name as Nick Gifford 45.
You guys got that? Write that down. I have a pen, but you can't borrow it, so write that down. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, be careful on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram, and obviously even here, there are thousands and thousands of fakes, you guys. So be careful with that.
Yes, I was giving them a disclaimer beforehand. If they get messaged by somebody pretending to be us after saying that they've won a prize, they have not won nothing.
No, you
Because
won't get
that
that
one seems
prize.
to happen a lot when you do lives. So on those platforms though, like which one, because I think there's a difference, there is for me. So like which one are you most popular on, like that you do the best on, and then which one do you like the most? Or are they the
So
same?
for me, the one I'm most popular on would be here. Um, and then my Instagram is the one that I like the most. That's more of my motivational content,
Yeah.
mental health content. I struggle with that myself. Here, I make thirst traps for people who likes thirst traps. But
And what's a
that's
thirst trap?
I don't I
I
for I don't. It's like a
For
water
those who don't
fountain.
know,
It's a water fountain. I don't know.
a water fountain, right? That's a, oh, I like that. So like if you're thirsty, Nick
Yeah,
has a water
scroll on my
fountain.
page.
Yeah, he's the water fountain. You see, right? That's what a thirst trap, right? If you're thirsty, he'll trap you with his water fountain.
But no, I definitely my Instagram posts are they don't do as well, but those are the ones that like I'll occasionally post them on TikTok, but those are the ones that I like more, if
Me
that
too.
makes sense.
I do. That makes sense. I'm more popular on Facebook,
Hmm.
but I like spending all my time here on TikTok.
Yeah,
So,
makes sense.
but yeah, this is like my second like tier, I guess, whatever.
Hmm.
But I like it here better.
Yeah,
So if I'm not working over on Facebook, I'm over here just having fun.
yeah.
So I get
I've
it.
seen you.
I get it. But I have been on your Instagram and they are different, but I like being able to see both sides of that. And I wish that more creators actually did that. Because you have like a persona on one account. I'm just a hot mess everywhere. So it is what it is, but I like to be able to see those parts. So I appreciate that you do that for sure. And if you guys aren't following him on Instagram, you should. So when you were saying like your motivational stuff, like I see a lot of your stuff on Instagram, like at your gym, like where you're at right now.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
my gym or my
Yeah.
post.
Your
My
gym,
gym.
then,
My
post, sure.
my partner and I opened up here a year and a half ago, a little over. So it's Get Fit 45. The 45 stands for 45 minute classes. So
Yep.
it's all class style gyms. So it's Get Fit 45 minute classes. Um, we opened up a year and a half ago. I started Get Fit 45 with my brother years ago as an online and travel training company. And he always, I guess but it was mainly him, always had the dream of having a brick and mortar gym. He
Ooh.
passed away 6 years ago, and since then
Oh
I've kind of
no.
been I've kind of been making it a purpose of mine to get this open one day, and we finally did. Throughout my gym, there's pictures of him and his family, my family, me and him all over the place.
That's
I've been
awesome.
hashtag that hashtag everything I post is do it for Dion because that was my brother's name, and that
Oh,
hashtag is all around the gym. So it's a blessing to carry his legacy, and to carry his legacy also with the community work we do. So
that's awesome. I love that. And with the community work, are you talking about like the stuff that I see? Because you'll do battles and things, and then you use those proceeds to go towards
yeah, so right
those,
now
right?
so we just had a huge school drive back in September. It was double what we expected. So it's amazing that our name is growing so much with these backpacks and school supply stuff. It's also terrifying because that means it's going to cost more and puts more pressure.
Right.
So right now, what we're raising money for until like the second week of December is our toy drive. We're gonna have thousands of kids here for 2 days, the 16th and 17th, I want to say. And Santa's gonna be here. They can take free pictures with Santa and everything like that. Come here, get free toys. And I do this. Unfortunately, you're always gonna have people that use and abuse free stuff.
Right.
But
Right.
say there's out of those 1,000 kids, there's 30 kids that genuinely wouldn't have got a Christmas present that year. You do it for those kids because
That normally wouldn't, or
yeah, because I was
is
one
that
of
what
those
you do?
kids. Like
Right.
so,
Yeah.
when I'm giving a toy to an 8-year-old boy, it's like I'm giving a toy to my 8-year-old self. So definitely want to inspire hope to these kids.
That's amazing. I don't know if you've seen any of my lives recently where I'm making a complete spectacle of myself showing my Polly Pockets.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Uh, because I was also like that. I didn't, come from a very privileged family. We've kind of made our amends now with me being an adult and whatnot. But, the 80s was rough, with drugs and everything. And then, when I was in junior high in the 90s, in high school, like mid 90s, late 90s, when I graduated, it was all like, like what was it? 80s was all like the cocaine and the
Hmm.
drugs that my parents were involved in. And then in the 90s, there was, just a bunch of gangs. And when you're already living in poverty because of drugs, I couldn't help but live, where a bunch of gangs were. And so I think that would have been awesome had there been a place like that.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then on that note, just in case anybody does want to like donate or anything, I know that I saw one of your lives recently that somebody did like there was a scam or something. So how would people
Yeah.
make sure
So
that they're giving to the right places?
the thing we have coming up this week, Friday, is, and I wasn't planning on doing it this year just because the cost of everything has gone up for us
Right.
to do these events so much. But I've had several families reach out, so I kind of thrown it together last minute. This Friday at Walmart at 5:30 here in Janesville, Wisconsin, where my gym is, every family that needs a Halloween costume, they're coming there, and we're gonna fill up a couple of lines and they check out and I pay for everybody's. So we did that last year. We had a few hundred kids come up and show up. I mean, you had kids that are 12, 13 years old that have never gone trick-or-treating because their parents never bought them a Halloween costume. So we're
Oh,
continuing again this year. So if you guys want to donate to that, how you can donate to that is Cash App or Venmo. Just put Halloween costumes, just so I know it's going to that and not one of our other things. Just Nick Get Fit 45. The same name as my username, Nick Get Fit 45. Other than that, with the toy drive, I always have my Amazon wish list. It's all toys for the toy drive. It'll get sent directly here to the gym, so it makes it very easy for everybody. And I have things with all price points. Anything you can send helps out a kid, you guys.
and is that info like in your bio?
Yeah, the link
Okay.
for the wish list is right in my bio. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So if anybody wants to help out with that, just make sure that you go to the places or use the accounts that he mentioned, so that we can get these scammers out of here.
Yeah,
Because I'm
there's one
tired of
that
them.
just got $3,000 for my toy drive. That's more money than I've gotten for my toy drive. But
Right? I'm like,
yeah, somebody sent them $3,000, I think via like PayPal or something, pretending
and
to.
it's hard because those people were giving like out of their hearts. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
So that's hard. Okay, well, thank you for that. Now let's get into some fun questions. We're going to change the mood here a little bit.
Okay.
So I want to go
So
back to the thirst trap thing. When you started here on TikTok, was that your goal?
I
Was
didn't
to
even
like,
know. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
was that your niche? You're like,
Um, I'm trying to see how to phrase it. So my sister told me she thinks my background in the dance that we talked about really
yes,
helped
I'm
me
professional.
use that gift to make it work well on here for me. So it
Just
kind of
dancing, huh? That's
just
okay.
kind of happened.
Well, I mean, she's your sister, so she's not going to be like, dude, you're hot, right?
Yeah,
'Cause that would be weird, right?
yeah. But I
So
mean,
you were,
she's seen me get. I
but
don't know how to put this, but she's seen me get away with a lot because of my appearance and my demeanor,
mm, right.
personality. That's a thing.
Mm. Mhm. Well, I can definitely say your target market would be, and I'm just guessing here. I wouldn't. We could research it more, but I'm going to say middle-aged white women of America.
Yep, that's a demographic.
Am I right?
It's probably about 90%, 97% of my following.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
No.
So middle-aged. The rest, it depends. I'm not dying. I'm living to 100.
Okay,
So
so you got a
if
little ways to
with
go.
with that mindset, I'm not middle-aged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with
I
that
think it,
mindset, you're great.
right. White in America definitely got me pegged there. But anyway, it's getting hot in here, right? No, okay. So you just right out the gate, you were like, let's see, did you do any research first, or were you just like,
No,
because I didn't.
I didn't know anything. I had never, before I made my first TikTok video, I had never even looked at the app. I never even scrolled. My friends were sending me sounds, just like use this sound and sit in your car and do what you want to do. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I
I
can do
just
that.
want you to know that in my experience, it is not that easy for a woman, at least not this woman. This woman, I can't just go sit in my car and be like, so
I feel like it works.
it does for you. I love that for you. I do. I love that for you. The amount of effort sometimes. So I will put in 110% and buy a pumpkin blow up costume, just for example. And that
Yeah.
video will do nothing.
No,
That I
I'll
think,
give a video like 15 to 20 seconds of my life, and then I just move on.
right. So, and let that be a lesson to all the researchers out there, because then I have videos like I just did the other day. I did the AI yearbook
I see.
where it turned me into some character from Stranger Things, I guess. And, that has like 5 point something million. And I'm like,
Yeah, I was looking at that before we got on.
why? Well, I have no idea.
I don't understand the algorithm.
Me either. Me either. Elephant dicks for Christ. So anyway, back to, I'm so glad you guys didn't do that while we were talking about his toy drive. I got to be honest with you, I was a little nervous because then I was going to have to do it and be like, go on, continue about the kids, the children. The children are
I'm actually
what's
surprised
important.
they didn't.
The elephant dicks for Christ. I've made a promise, Nick, and I think it'll be a promise I will regret at some point down the road. Okay? So we'll see. You guys, he likes elephant dicks for Christ too, right?
I
I
love it
think.
on my face.
Also, can we thank you for bringing that up because I didn't have it on my prompt. If you guys have never been in one of his lives, when you send gifts, like I don't know how, if he just sits at home, see? If he just sits at home and he's like, because I would have to actually put thought into it to remember them, but it's like you send him a whale. What did you say to me? Something about being wet? Dude, I died.
Tiff was instantly wet when she came in our chat.
See? He just and he just throws them at everybody when there's,
Well,
and I
that's
was
the
like,
problem. So, like, I'll say stuff because I don't think. I just kind of vomit at the mouth, and I'll say stuff that I probably shouldn't. And all my mods are like texting me, like, "You can't say that." I was like, "But I did."
why? Because that's what I love. Okay, so I don't, I have ADHD, shocking. I know, I hide it so well.
Yeah,
But
the Leon, you know the Leon gift.
is that lion one?
It's like the kitten one.
Look.
So I tell them to throw their kitty.
And that's the tiny one. That's the cute little meow, not the big roar.
One. Yeah, not the big.
So
that's
like,
so the cute little kitty is the R. Kelly kitty.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I can. Okay. You guys see, like, how does he come up with this? Okay, listen, I've tried to battle a couple of times. You witnessed one
Yeah,
night. Okay. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
she freezes up in the moment.
That's not for me. When you have anxiety and you don't know these people and they want to play the quiet game, have you ever had to do
Yeah,
that?
the quiet game. Yeah, I'm
And
not
they're
good at it.
mean.
I don't like being quiet.
I don't think I do either.
I know you don't.
No. Well, when they start talking shit, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I just sat here and told you what a nice beard you had,
That's
and you're
not how you
gonna
talk
talk
shit.
shit.
You can't compliment them when you're supposed to be talking shit.
I go, okay, listen, maybe I've entered into recovery a little bit too hard because now I like look at people and I'm like, unless, so what it should be is I don't want to win first. If I ever play that game again, I don't want to be the like one who's winning first, because
Oh
then
yeah.
I'm like, I like your eyes. I mean, they could have been more blue, I guess. And then this fucker comes on and he's like being rude, and I'm like, okay, now I can say some shit. Like,
So when you got to talk shit, you're trying to be their 13th reason why.
yeah, I just, I guess I can't do that.
I can't.
I
I'm
don't
good at
know
it.
if that might be a good thing. Listen, but if you piss me off, I can be.
Yeah,
But then
it's
it's
like
not
my
a joke.
therapy. It's like my therapy. I get to just talk shit.
Yeah. If you've ever seen me over on Facebook commenting or replying to my haters, that gets fun for me. It depends on my mood. Thankfully, I do have a great mod. I have two mods, but one of them, Ashley, was helping me before Zaddy was, and she would call me and be like, love you, bitch. But and I do this like anybody holds a phone like this anymore, huh?
Yeah.
So
Oh.
she's like, hey, bitch, she's like, so you're getting a little too feisty over there. She's like, are these comments getting to you? And I'm like, no. And then later, like you think about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So do you do that like, or are you just balls to
I
the wall the whole time? You can
I
talk shit whenever, because sometimes my feelings get hurt.
I don't care.
Oh, I want to reach that
My thing
level.
is like I'm confident in who I am. If anything, it gets more some of the shit talking on like I guess Facebook, the reels and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
hard for me to separate my life. Like I'm a very combative person, so like where I
yeah,
come from, I've always had to like respect is respect. If you don't
right.
give it to me, I'm going to teach it to you. Can't really do it over the internet. But what I do like about Facebook Reels is I can send them pictures of themselves. So like,
Oh yeah.
if you look like a Narcan commercial and you're calling me ugly, um, I'm just gonna screenshot a picture of yourself. I don't gotta say shit.
See, gotta be real here, and I'm going to show a little bit of my vulnerability because I promote that everybody's a 10, and that even if you do look like you are a poster child for Narcan, like you're still a 10, you're just maybe lost, making the wrong choices. But like, I'm only human, and I will tell you, there are times where, especially like these old bald men, so I'll do like a video like with somebody like you,
Hmm.
and I will post it. And the amount of insecure middle aged men, or young men too, actually, but it's usually middle aged men that will come in there and just start like talking shit about like the men that I do the videos with. I wish if I wasn't sitting here so much being like, we're tens, because I really do believe that. But in the moment, I'm like,
I
if
mean,
I
everybody's
could,
a
yeah.
10. It's just what the grading scale is.
See, I try to like tell myself that the only person, and tell my followers, the only person's scale that matters is yours. But
Yeah.
it's because on the flip side of that, you have a lot of people out there who will post their videos. Like, okay, I have a cousin. She was born just, her mom's the same way. But they're just really, really thin. Like, and they
Okay.
have a hard time putting weight on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're the type that, are opposite from me. I'm going to the gym because I'm like, I thought about a donut and I gained 3 pounds. And I just thought, with the sprinkles and frosting was not, and
Yeah.
now I'm here to try to work off that thought. And she's the type, who's at the gym trying to put weight on. And
Yeah.
so if she's not like really careful at these things, and I see her like she'll try to post videos, and she's the sweetest girl, and she's a young mom, and she gets torn apart with people, they call her methany, like all this stuff, but
So
like she doesn't do any of that.
I have a
So
few friends like that. And what I recommend
yeah,
is go put keywords in, help her out, show her how to go into her settings and just put keywords in that won't come through in her messages.
that will
I
do
mean,
like
in
the
her
hide.
comments.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just that
yeah.
way. Because I mean, if you're dealing with insecurities and people are attacking them, that
Right.
just don't even want to see it. And you can get a million nice things, which I'm sure you understand. You can get a million nice things on a post, but that one negative can stick with
Will piss you off. Yeah,
you.
yeah. My mod told me that same day. She was like, I don't think that you're seeing all of the other positive
Yeah.
posts. I'm like, well, fuck that, because and I'm like, okay, you're right. All right, okay.
Yep.
But I also get that a lot, with my younger son. People, come at him a lot. So I've kind of pulled back from even having him on
Mhm.
any of my stuff too. So I mean, I get it. I've seen sometimes. Wait, can we talk about the story of the one guy that you told me about with his wife? Can we? Because if not, that's fine. But that was a good one.
Yeah, so there's a guy, I think it was on my Facebook. It was on my Facebook, and he came in my comment section telling I was like too feminine and a girly, and or just trying to talk shit to me. So I was like, all right,
Because
this
he
is
was
Facebook.
insecure.
Yeah, so this is Facebook, so I can go like investigate your life on Facebook, which is great. So like I went to his Facebook page, looked up his wife, and his wife's in my direct messages. So like I sent him the screenshots of his wife talking to herself in my messages.
Because you didn't even respond, nothing.
No, there was
That's
like
why she's talking
17
to herself.
messages from his wife just in my DM. And I don't know
So
what
you didn't
either of
even
them
say
are.
anything. You just
Yeah.
screenshot and then just,
Just screenshot it, sent it to him, and then I got blocked. I don't know why I got blocked. I wasn't talking shit.
he had to delete the evidence. You're breaking up marriages. What? No, I'm just kidding. They do that themselves. They do that to themselves.
Yep.
So on that note with your DMs, like, are they like, have you ever just for fun, like sat down? Because this is how I think about these things. It's what keeps me up at night. I'm like, when I was thinking about questions to ask you, I'm like, I bet him and his brothers just sit there like, you want to see some funny shit? Let's just scroll through some comments
Oh, they get
on my
screenshots of my
DMs.
DMs all the time.
Are they fun? I bet they're lit.
They're interesting.
Yeah.
The amount of relationships I find out that I'm in a day as well, because all the fake accounts, those are interesting. There's been people engaged to me
Oh,
that I've never met. But yeah, they're definitely,
for research, maybe? Are they
yeah, I don't know.
Elephants for Christ?
But yeah,
So,
the DM, you never know what you're going to get. And I, unfortunately, with Instagram, I have to go through my DMs because I have online training programs and people sign up and message me about that. So I got to go through them like daily.
right, right.
So that's interesting.
So I got to a point where I don't check mine.
I wish I didn't have to. So like it,
So I do more on Instagram, but that's because you can set your settings, right?
yeah.
So the only ones that I actually can come through are ones that I'm mutual friends with.
Okay.
So I do that. That way it's easier. Like, I don't know where the other messages go. I have no idea. But I only see those ones. That's why I like Instagram messaging. And then I like this one here on TikTok because you can go through and just select all and delete.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great.
But I wish
I
they would
don't
do that
go
on
for,
Facebook. I have thousands
yeah,
unread,
yeah.
thousands.
It's bad.
But I get a lot of D pics. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
do I.
not,
So do I.
I can say with confidence, never have I had a V pic.
Yeah.
So I feel like you might have it a little worse. I think
Yeah,
a lot of women that do the stuff that I do feel like that, we get targeted a lot. But now I'm starting to feel like you're getting all of it.
Women get a different version, like a
Mhm.
weird. For men, women are so much more ruthless. When they have
You hear
no,
that, women?
like even when I was a dancer, like compared to like my female friends that were dancers, what they dealt with compared to what men
Yeah.
like, because it's not assault if it's on a man. Apparently, I don't.
So but let's be real here. A lot of people come at me and like, oh, you're sexualizing men. And I'm like, am I? I
No,
mean,
with our posts, we sexualize ourselves.
you heard it here first, folks.
You gotta be
Dramatic
self-aware.
effect. You heard it. This isn't even plugged in. You heard it here first.
You have to be self-aware with that.
Yeah. I think there's some people that I will do like stitches with and stuff that maybe aren't trying to do thirst traps, but I try to keep those better. Like, you know, Whitney from Revive Your Roar.
Yeah.
Hers are just really wholesome. That's why I did one like my mom said you could sleep over. You know, so, but definitely I can see that because I mean, I feel like you're not wrong. Where's the lie, guys? Because I definitely will see videos like yours. I remember the first time I started, like somebody tagged me in one of your videos. It was around like June. It was around
Okay.
June. And the first video I saw was like, he's a felon. You know why I know he's a felon? Because that is like, that's the kind of guy I would date. That's the kind, and I have terrible taste in men.
Yep, sounds
And
about right.
so he's probably a felon. So, Nick, are you a felon?
Not anymore.
Okay, so, but yes, so I'm right.
So we're both. You're not wrong.
Write that down. Okay? I'm like, there's something ex-felon, current felon. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was like, yeah, he's a felon. And that's the first video I made. I was like,
Yeah,
sure.
I went through some stuff as a kid, and as long as I was good for like 5 years, it got dropped down. So I
Listen,
had to walk on eggshells for a few years.
you know what, though? If you think about whatever your crime was, which I won't ask because nobody here, you know, we don't need to know, but because it might ruin some people's fantasies. Other people, like, but now that we know you were a felon, some fantasies have just, you know what I'm saying? They just went to the next tier. I don't
Yeah,
know why we're like that, Nick. You know, I'm not a therapist, but I am here for the research.
there's a lot of
Okay?
trauma. It's normal. I just blame everything I do on trauma.
Is that what we do?
Trauma.
But it really is, though. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, don't bring out my, hey, Tiffany is in therapy and, you know,
Same.
recovery shit. Because it is, though. It really is. You know that there's not an addict alive or past that did not get there because of some sort of trauma.
Exactly. It all stems from
So,
that.
exactly. And what comes with those type of things are charges.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? I've been open that I got a DUI. And considering, like, I mean, this was a long time ago. I've posted my mugshot before.
I
It was
posted
in
mine as well.
2011. Huh?
I posted mine as well. I think I might be able to find it.
Yeah. So it's fun, right? No.
Yeah.
I will tell you, though, I only spent 10 days in jail. I don't know if you ever had to go to jail. That's all
I
it took
spent
for
more
me.
than 10 days in jail.
Yeah, I did 10. I mean, I did like overnights. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you get in a fight and they take you down
Yeah.
and book you, and then you'd see pretrial and you're out of there, you know? But like when I got my DUI, it was 10 days. And I'm just saying, like, so this could be a question I didn't have written down. So let's talk about Nick. It only took me 10 days, 10 days in county jail to be like, why is that different for some people? Because you said you spent a lot longer than 10 days.
So I think it's a mindset thing.
I was terrified.
See, I wasn't. So it's a little different. I had a lot of older brothers who people I looked at as my older brothers, or even like my biological mom. She's in it. She was in it. She's clean now. And she's been doing great for
That's
11
awesome.
years.
That's great.
But she was in and out of jail my whole life. So it's almost I wasn't terrified because it's where I expected to be. So it's just like it's kind of a coming home party when you're in there with all your friends
Oh.
and family.
And is it true that, like, I've heard that sometimes the women's side is like crazier than
I've
the
never
men's
been on the
side?
women's side, so I can't.
Okay, well, is it crazy over there?
It's politics. It's all politics.
You guys, it's just like a mutual respect thing.
Yeah, you stay
Don't
to where,
have it.
yeah, you stay to where you stay. As long as politics are followed, you'll be good. Politics are
So
broken, then you'll be broken.
now, listen, if anybody here, you know, plans on going to jail anytime soon,
I
maybe
don't
rethink your.
recommend it. I
Yeah,
take a
I don't
vacation.
either.
Take
But
a
in
vacation.
case you do, and you're a female, try to set up some sort of, you know, political thing like the men do, because I'll tell you what, where I went, there was none of that. And I was in minimum, and I cannot imagine what it was like anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean
It was crazy. It was crazy.
yeah, I mean, like I said, like Zaddy said, it's highly don't recommend it. If you need a getaway, plan a vacation. Don't
Get an Uber.
yeah.
Get an Uber. I didn't get an Uber. I don't think Uber was a thing in 2011. If it was, I
Oh,
don't think there was
it
an
was
app.
just starting, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there was an app, or if my phone even had apps. I don't really remember. All kind of fuzzy. But I do know I didn't call a taxi. I got in the car. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But it wasn't a
I
felony.
never
It
had a
could have been.
DUI.
So like I can see how sometimes you go out and you know you're breaking the law, right? But you never think it's going to be you. But like my DUI could have been a felony. So I have to share this one thing that somebody said in court to me once. And it wasn't to me actually. I was with a friend, was supporting my friend at court. And the judge said to him, he said, stop beating yourself up. And he was like, everybody in this room is one bad decision away from being exactly where you're at. And I'm like,
Yep.
and I don't know why that stuck with me so hard, but that's when I was like, I want to stop drinking. It wasn't the 10 days in jail, although I was pretty close. I just knew I was not drinking and driving anymore, you know. But I thought that that was a good thing. So, when some people are like, oh, you're a felon, you're an ex-felon, you're whatever, I just want you guys all to know that you are one bad decision
Yep,
away
absolutely.
from
It
being a
doesn't matter
felon.
where you come
Everybody
from,
is.
who you are. All it takes is, like
Exactly.
you said, one drive you shouldn't be driving, one
Yep.
thing you're doing that you didn't think hard enough about.
Right. Right. I knew you were a felon, though. I knew it. I was like, he's got that, that glow, that felon
That
glow.
felon glow.
Listen, I'm not the only woman that's like, I can see that. I'm like, it's like a beacon, right? It's just, and then women like me are like, oh, look at that. He's so,
One bad decision away.
right, from being a single mom.
Yep.
Imagine that. And yet still I'm like, I'm definitely going to make this video because what? Because what? And then I'm going to talk about my mod again. Ashley was like, oh, yeah, that video you just did, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking. I was like, yeah. She's like, you called him a felon? I was like, yeah, hold on. Let me show you my ex who was in prison. He looks like a fit version of my ex. And I sent her the
Yeah.
picture. She's like, yep, I can see that.
I
Yep.
can see
I'm
that.
like, told ya. Told ya. Anyway, well, I'm glad that you're doing better now.
Oh
See?
yeah, it's been years. So.
And that you can show you can make mistakes and
Oh
like
yeah.
change your life still. So that's good. That's good. Now hold on. Oh yeah, I wanted to know what your FYP looks like. I just want to know if I'm the odd one out. Let me tell you why first. So when people hit me up because of all the videos I do, they're like, I bet your FYP is so sexy. And I'm like, no, yeah, totally. I mean, for sure. Mine's full of dog videos. Okay, like voiceovers, like how that one guy Rockstar, he does those like dog or animal
Yeah.
voiceover. Okay, so it's like that. Like
So
Tatum.
this is gonna probably throw you off a little bit. My FYP is all history stuff. I'm a huge history buff. That's all I read is history novels. I'm also
Look
do
at this.
substitute. I do substitute teaching for history classes. Um, so yeah, that's definitely throws people off when they hear that. Yeah.
So I just want to recap here for a minute for research. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, not boys and girls, you shouldn't be. Okay, next. That was focus. So you
Sorry.
were an exotic dancer. We can say that. I
Yeah.
feel like that's
That's
fair.
allowed.
Okay. So we have Book Talk, who should be in here by now. Um, and then, right, you have a gym.
Yep.
So also we're going to touch on that in a second. Trust me. I have a new phrase I want to run past you. Okay, then, right, so we got all of like the girls who are like, oh my God, six pack. Like, let me come and get a membership, right? So you got that going for you. Then you were a felon. And this is not in any order. We're just, in the order of our conversation.
Yes.
Then
Oh
you got a
yeah.
felon. You
Hmm.
have a felon. Wait, let's back up. No, because you also give back to the community. Then we had felon. Okay,
Yeah.
we had felon. Okay, and now you're a substitute teacher.
Yeah. So I do that
It's just,
with my community work. It's obviously because
uh-huh.
um, I want to help kids and reach out to kids and things like that. And I've coached a lot of kids, high school, middle school kids. Um, and you don't make much money as a substitute teacher, so I don't do it as for that reason.
Right. I mean, I
But
wouldn't know.
I can walk in a classroom and I'm different than a teacher they've seen. I'm different than what they normally see come in there. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Well, yeah.
people know
What
my
age group?
high school.
I would definitely be like, oh, is my history teacher you sick?
My goddaughters
I'd
hate it
get him
when I
sick.
come to their
I'd get
school.
him sick on purpose.
Yeah, my goddaughters hate when I come to their school.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you just show up, like,
Yeah,
roll up your sleeves so you can, like, you're
yeah, I'll have
done, right?
slacks and a shirt on. Yeah,
Is it tight?
yeah,
Like it's fitted?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they're like, oh, the history teacher's sick today. And then your goddaughter's like, they skip class. I'd give them a freebie that day.
They sit in the back of the class. They leave me alone. I don't even tell them I'm coming.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Just let them walk in and be like, damn
You
it.
get the biggest eye roll when they walk into your class.
That's fantastic. So yours is full of history. Mine's full of voiceovers.
Yeah.
And then the people I follow. So I'll get those, you know. But I try to make it a point to go through like following and, you know, my FYP. So that's kind of cool. Well, the last thing I wanted to know was what is the craziest like message or story or something that's happened since you started doing like social media? Like if you were like, you know, ran
But
over by women in public or like, do you have any of those stories?
I mean, I get people approaching me all the time. I guess the craziest thing would be the person who was engaged to me and they sent the fake account $21,000 to pay for their wedding.
So they weren't really.
No. Yeah, they thought they were because they met on WhatsApp. They were messaging them on WhatsApp, and then sent them $21,000 to pay for the wedding.
The I don't want to say anything mean here, but can we discuss how that's like super irresponsible of the person as well, though? We gotta do better
Yeah,
at
and
like,
then so
you
like
know,
you kind of feel for the person when that stuff first starts, and then 3 months later she fell for another fake account and sent them $6,000.
somebody needs to cut her off from the
Yeah,
internet.
I don't understand how she has this much money
Right.
and why she's able to use it, but yeah,
Yep.
she shouldn't have access to her own funds.
I agree. So we're going to open this up for a couple of questions. So
Hmm.
while my mods get some questions from the subscribers, I am going to tell you, I not like exactly like that, but it's kind of similar. Not $21,000. I'll tell you that. Nobody pretends to be married to me, so that
Yeah.
kind of hurt my feelings now. But I had somebody, and I don't know, it could have been a scam too, but I had somebody reach out to me and was so upset because their mother, that was like, you know, in her 70s or 80s, said that like she was scammed out of $1,000 by somebody impersonating to be me.
Yep.
And like she was so mad that I wouldn't pay the $1,000 back to her mom because if it weren't for my platforms, like her, like mom wouldn't have fallen target. And I was like, no, she would have, and she's gonna
It would have
continue
just
if you
been
don't.
somebody else
Right. And I was like, and how do I know that this isn't a scam?
in itself. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like the worst that I've had scam wise, like where somebody's actually gotten, you know, money that I've heard of.
Yep. It
But
happens
yeah,
every day, literally every day. I've had police show up here. They know it's not me, but they'd have to put my name in the police report and stuff like that.
now what are they doing where the police show up?
It's
Is it
robbing
just
them.
for money?
So if there's a few different things. They'll do money, and then they'll manipulate these women to think they're talking to me. They get them to send pictures of themselves, and then they blackmail them with the pictures.
No. You guys have to stay safe out there. Spread the word.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't sent a naughty picture of myself like through the internet in a long time.
like
You
4
know what I
hours.
do now? I will tell you what you should do. When somebody asks you for a nude, send them one of the most recent nudes you got from someone else. I do that.
Recycle them.
Yeah. So if somebody's like, send me a nude picture, I'll send them the last D pic I got because usually it's a dude.
Yeah.
You should do that. I'm just saying. Okay, so hold on. Okay, great.
We can take a few
My mods just
questions.
let me know that they can't, for some reason, they can't pin comments.
Oh, not
So
when
I'm
you're in the
gonna just
box.
look through. I'm gonna find some.
Yeah, we can do a few questions,
Uh,
and then I gotta get back to work.
yep.
Summon.
Let's get one. Ooh, you guys do night classes?
Yeah.
So I go to a gym. It's a body boot camp, fit body
Okay.
boot camp. It's about the same, like 45 minutes, crash
Yeah.
course. I can't walk or sit down to pee for like a week. It's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
So we're getting set. We're getting ready. Class about to start. This is what the gym looks
Well,
like during class.
I'm not getting any questions here. What's Nick's advice to the world? There you go.
Um,
We'll leave on that.
kind of just be you.
Just be you.
Yeah.
Unless you're up in his
And what that
DMs, then
is
be
why
someone else.
I say that is even myself, growing up, how I did. I never felt accepted because I wasn't from this, wasn't from that. So I put on this facade to be somebody I wasn't, and all it led to was me being the saddest version of myself. Because I will never be good at being somebody else, but I'll be great at being me.
And that's for everybody. That was a good piece of advice. Well, you guys look like you're about to tear it up in there. I kind of wish, I'm going to tell my trainer, like, can we make it look like a nightclub? Maybe I'll want to show up. Except for the 5 a.m., you probably don't want to play those lights. I would hate you at 5 a.m. class.
5:30 and 6:30, yeah.
Perfect. All right, Nick. Well, thank you so much. This was a
fun.
treat. It was. And I'm going to do it anyway. Elephant dicks for Christ. Okay, thanks,
All right, love. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.